Well, following the announcement of the compulsory third-party insurance policy for all Nigerian commuters, the Nigerian police force have actually gone out to begin to implement this policy in some states of the country. Well, and it's not without its own, backlash from some quarters. So this morning we're going to be discussing the third-party insurance policy in Nigeria and matters arising. Our guest is Mr. Chijioke Nwafo. He's an insurance and financial security expert. He joins us from via Zoom to say a thing or two based on his perspective on the subject matter. Good morning, Mr. Chijioke Nwafo.
Good morning to you.
Good
morning to you.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Chijioke, let's just get right into the subject matter. Now, in the course of the week, we have actually spoken somehow to this topic, but for the benefit of those who might be new to the conversation, could you, in very simple terms, define what third-party insurance policy means?
Well, for any commercial contract, there are three parties to a contract, okay? Two parties to a contract. So this particular policy is called a third party because it has nothing to the policy is designed to cover a third party, somebody that is not part of this particular contract entered into by the insured and the insurer. And that's why it is called a third party. Simply means that the beneficiary of the policy is actually a third party. And that's why the policy is called a third party insurance policy.
All right. I am aware that before now, third-party policy, it's not new. It's not a new phenomenon in the transportation, ecosystem. But what would you attribute, the rave for, third-party? Why has it suddenly become so, important, if for lack of a better word, why the rave for third-party insurance policy? Because it's not something that is new. So what do you think led to all this new wave or rave for it?
Well, I think since 1945, it has been made compulsory in Nigeria that before you can put your vehicle on the road, you must have a third party, at least a third-party insurance policy. But the IGP just made reference to it because most of the time, maybe as a policeman, they've seen on the road that most road users do not have a genuine third-party insurance policy. Hence, he re-emphasized it. It was enacted in 1945 Act, reinforced in 2003, and he just made a pronouncement to remind Nigeria that this particular document is a compulsory document for all motorists to have while on the road. So it's not something new. It's not something new. Also, occasioned by the fact that you see most road accidents, at the end of it or nothing happens. Somebody will be involved in an accident, a vehicle will knock someone down, and after spending about 9-10 months in hospital, the person will go and do Thanksgiving. What happens? That's not how insurance is supposed to work. That third-party policy is supposed to take care of that person, the injured person. And all this are not happening because there is most of them are applying this without genuine insurance policy. And that's actually what the IGP, to the best of my knowledge, it's not something new really. So just try to re-emphasize on what has been in existence even before 1945.
All right. I want you to speak to something that you mentioned once or twice in the course of your explanation. You mentioned genuine insurance policy. Now, what do you mean by genuine insurance policy? Are they fake insurance policies? And then speak to how the police, is involved in this whole situation. Are they there to identify the genuine from the fake, or they are there to implement? So very quickly, what do you mean by genuine insurance policy, and what is the role of the police in all this?
Well, if you apply Nigerian road recently, you see both the VIO, road safety, police, all those agencies that are in charge of the road, they'll go with their phone on hand, and when they see a registration, or you can even try it right there. Take your telephone, go to Google and just type NIID, Nigerian Insurance Industry Database. Once you type that, it will pop up something that will ask you to register your registration number. Once you put there and ask the system to confirm, It doesn't confirm whether what you're having is a genuine one or whether it's an expired policy. So maybe out of their experience on the road, when they test most of these registration numbers along the road, and they've discovered that majority of them do not really have a genuine, an active insurance policy, and yet they are carrying some papers, at hand. Maybe that's why they came up with that idea to advise people to seek for genuine insurance policy while whenever they want to buy one.
All right, thank you very much. But could you speak to the role of the police right now? I know you're not a lawyer, but you have an experience with, insurance policies and implementation. Do you think the police force the police force have jurisdiction, over implementation of insurance policy? You mentioned it's contractual. It's between the insurance company and the client. What is the role of the police in all this? And why are they going out? You could see videos where commissioners of police go out to implement, this policy. What is their role really in this whole policy implementation?
I believe they have jurisdiction. Whenever there is a law in the country, it is for the police to make sure that people obey the law. So when the police are arrested for not obeying the law, I don't think they've gone out of their powers. It's within their powers to make sure that laws are obeyed in the country. And because of that, Section 68 of the 2003 Insurance Act, made it compulsory for every vehicle owner to have a motor insurance policy before they put their vehicle on the road, at least a third party. So it is for the police to find out those, because it is their job to make sure that people obey the law. So I think it's within their jurisdiction. It is.
All right, Mr. Chijioke, could you tell us the limitations, or rather the coverage of this insurance? Because yes, that's become some sort of a buzzword, third-party insurance, but people don't know the extent of the coverage. Now let's use a hypothetical scenario where there is a car crash, probably between two cars, and one probably has third-party insurance. How does it pan out? Will the insurance cover for the damages for both cars or for the person that has the insurance? Just in real terms, let's understand how this works in real life.
Okay, let's take it that the two vehicles, all the two of them have third-party insurance, and one is at fault. The one at fault hit the other one and caused damage to the other vehicle, party's vehicle. With the third-party insurance certificate that the person has, that liability which he has incurred by hitting the other one, that policy that he has should take care of that repairs up to the tune of 3 million naira. If it's a bodily injury, it's unlimited. And that's why the 15,000 naira will pay covers property damage up to the tune of 3 million and bodily injury unlimited. Unlimited means that if it takes 10 million naira for the medical examination or the treatment of the person, the policy pays. That's what it means. And if there is death, definitely they will look for the life expectancy and all the value of the person and pay the members of the family. That is how powerful this policy is. In addition, before now, when you want to travel with your car to maybe any West African country, you must go and look for what they call ECOWAS brown card. Now, if you have an emergency that you need to travel, you cannot take your vehicle beyond the borders of Nigeria without getting that ECOWAS brown card. So the industry agreed, like, let us incorporate that certificate, that ECOWAS brown card certificate in our policy. Okay, so in that 15,000 naira, you have the ability to enjoy coverage all over the membership of West Africa ECOWAS, and also third-party property damage to the tune of 3 million, and the bodily injury or death, which is unlimited. That is what that particular 15,000 third-party policy covers.
All right. So, what are some of the challenges that policyholders may go through in trying to claim, compensation? How easy and seamless is the process when someone wants to lay claim, of compensation? Could you take us through the protocol?
Well, the anything that I normally tell people that whatever that is worth having is worth insuring, and whatever that is worth insuring is best insured through a registered insurance broker. We all know that Nigerians don't like reading. An average insurance policy is a bit voluminous and technical. Most of the time when people read it, it's not interesting. So you really need a professional whose job it is to go through that policy and make sure that the conditions there satisfies the client. And whenever there is a claim, you don't need to start pursuing any insurance company. If you have placed your business through a broker, all you need to do is to refer the claim to your broker, who now pursues your claim on your behalf at no cost. You're not paying for it. So it's just because of lack of awareness that people go to licensing office or by the roadside to go and purchase insurance. The same 15,000 naira you pay anywhere, what you are going to pay. If you walk into a broker's office and say, look, I need a third-party insurance policy, please let me have it, and pay your 15,000 naira, we'll collect all your data, open a file for you. So whenever you have a claim, all you need to do is just to call your insurer, the insurance broker, who now takes it off from there. But if you don't have a broker and you have a loss of this nature, you may not know what to do next. So I think I would like to advise Nigerians to always place their insurances through a registered insurance broker.
All right, let me take you a little bit away from your area of expertise. I also trust that you will do justice to this question. Now, a very well-known insurance company in Nigeria has come up with a particular package right after this policy, began, to become enforced in Nigeria. They came up with a package called Third Party Plus, and they went on to reel out the benefits. Now, what this looks like from a particular point is maybe it was some kind of a political or power play where Nigerians are being told, okay, you must go for a compulsory insurance policy just to create the market, for this well-known insurance company to sell their product. What's your take on this?
Well, every organization has their marketing strategy. You can actually, fine-tune your policies to enable you carve a niche for yourself in the market. But provided that minimum requirement is satisfied, it's okay by the regulator. I'm sure it will be okay by the regulator. By the third party plus, okay, fine. Third party policy does not cover the insured. I may decide to design my own policy, come and take third party plus. Yes, we can repair a third party vehicle up to 3 million. How about your own? Okay, we can repair your own up to 250,000 or 500,000 naira. That becomes a plus. They will calculate the additional premium for that extra cover they are giving you and add it to the 15,000, which you will pay. Okay, so it's just a way of, trying to meet the needs of people, because some people may not have the money to pay for the comprehensive, but when they hear about this maybe top party plus, and it's okay, they can cash in on it and at least get some sort of when their own vehicle is damaged in the course of the accident.
Yes, Mr. Chijioke, you've explained what the package is all about, but my question really isn't it so convenient? Doesn't it look like it has become convenient for them to sell their package right after the heels of the announcement for third-party insurance? It seems as if it's convenient for them. So my question is, do you think the government is a political play to create a market for this particular product from this well-known insurance company? So that is my question really, and I want you to respond to that.
I'm old enough in the industry to know that policy, that third-party plus, have been in existence for a long time. It's not a new thing. Most insurance companies in Nigeria offer that third-party plus. You understand? So it's not a new thing. Maybe people are just getting to know of it after this announcement, but they have been in existence for a very long time. And moreover, third-party plus has nothing to do with the third-party cover itself, which the IGP is talking about. Whether you have the third-party plus or you have a ordinary third-party, the law requires you to have the minimum cover, which is a third-party policy. So whether you are carrying the third-party plus or you are carrying the ordinary third-party, it's the same thing. And to the best of my knowledge, third-party plus has been in the market for a very long time. This is not the first time. It's not new. It's not new. So if people cash in on immediately after the announcement to also sensitize people about it, I don't think It's they want to do it. The job may be a marketing strategy. It's not new. It's not new at all in the market.
All right, Mr. Chijoke, I feel that the issue of insurance is much like that of taxation, where you see Nigerians need a lot of sensitization and convincing to get on board. Now, as a financial security expert and of course an insurance expert, what sort of awareness is already, on the way or has been rolled out to ensure that people are well sensitized? Because from feedback from the people, some people are still saying, okay, give us some time, we need more sensitization. Do you think Nigerians really need sensitization, or you feel yes, there should be time for people to be more aware before, punitive measures are meted out to commuters? What's your take on that?
I don't. When people talk about more time on this insurance third-party stuff, I just keep wondering. They act the section 1 and 2 of Insurance Act 2000 that if you don't have it and you are caught driving without an insurance, is a 250,000 naira fine or 1 year imprisonment or both. So it is not. It's just that the current leadership of the National Insurance Commission, the regulator of the insurance industry, had taken it upon themselves to make sure that Nigerians become aware of it, that it's a criminal offense for you to put your vehicle on the road without any insurance protection. And that's why they started by visiting the Commissioner of Police from where this particular statement was made. They have visited the road safety and other agencies of the government that had to do with road management, and they are getting results. They have also engaged themselves in the desensitization program, but adverts, flyers, and all that in most states of the Federation. They have a standing committee on implementation of compulsory insurance in Nigeria, which is chaired by them and managed by them, and they are doing a very great job in trying to sensitize people. And Nigeria is a very large country. If you go to Lagos State, for example, you can't even put your vehicle on the road in Lagos now with type of mechanisms they are put in place, or have your put up a building without insurance now anymore. So they are taking it gradually. Lagos, Abuja, and other states, with time, they will cover the entire state of the Federation. But one thing what we should know is that insurance is not part of our culture. It's a borrowed culture. Okay, and in the West, you cannot point to a vehicle on the road without insurance. And I can tell you, the premium we pay in Nigeria here for motor insurance, one of the cheapest in the world. You can't go just Cameroon here. You can't cross across to Cameroon and get a third-party policy for as low as 15,000 naira. It doesn't work that way. But because of our size, population, insurance is based on law of large number. The premium is so low so that people can be encouraged. You cannot say you can afford a vehicle of maybe 200,000 naira. Let me see if there's any with such a value, and you cannot afford 15,000 naira to buy a third-party insurance policy. So I don't think it is something new. It's just that they are re-emphasizing on the need for people to have that particular policy, which has been made compulsory by law with penalties attached to it in some sections of the 2003 Act.
All right, Mr. Chijoke, we have been discussing, the policy as regards to individual commuters. Now, let's talk about companies like haulage companies and oil companies that will have to transport products, in large, heavy-duty vehicles. Does this policy also cover them, and does it play out differently for them? In view of the recent tanker explosions, in Niger State and, of course, in Enugu State? Please speak to us on that.
Yeah, it does. The 15,000 actually is for cars. As you graduate, maybe to a minibus, to a truck, to a trailer, the premium is changes from 15,000 to up to 200,000 naira. So the liability attached to that particular policy did not exempt the petroleum vehicle or this. It says third-party liability. Third-party liability. So be it a tanker, be it a truck, be it a car, the liability remains the same. Once the liability is incurred, the policy should be able to stand for it. As a matter of fact, I don't see a third party as a very with the type of rules we have in this country, and it's not even lucrative for insurance companies to write it. But because the law it has been made compulsory by law, we must write it. You understand? So those tanker accidents and those trailer accidents on the road, the third party policy is designed to cover such liabilities whenever they occur.
All right, still on the tanker explosion and the mayhem, after its week. Now, I had this conversation with a guest earlier on, and I was asking the guest, I said, are there punitive measures that are going to be meted out to these companies after probably an inquiry into the cause of the explosion, implicates certain people. Now, in this case, if after the inquiry comes up with the fact that there were no, third-party insurance policies to cover the tankers, are there going to be punitive measures, against those companies? In this case, case in view being the recent explosions in Nigeria.
Well, you see, like I said, Section 2 of the Act, spelled out the penalty for anybody that does not have it. As a matter of fact, in some crime, when you drive your vehicle without insurance certificate, okay, they may look at you as, they may charge you for attempted murder. You don't have a driver's license, you don't have a insurance, and you put your vehicle on the road. Some laws which will charge you for attempted murder. For the mere fact that if a driver is found guilty of reckless driving that took the life of people, the person can be prosecuted under the law and definitely pay the price. So that's just
all right. So let's go back to the compensation that I spoke to earlier. What exactly is the turnaround time for an insurer to receive compensation? How long does it take for the insurance company to respond, positively to a policy, user?
Well, it depends on when you lodge the claim. Okay, whenever there's an accident, sure, they may have some time frame with which you must lodge your claim, but there's something we call date of knowledge. Sometimes you may not even know that you have such, the third party may not know that such policy exists, or the members of the family may not know that such policy exists. And once they realize, they can lodge their claim, even without going through once they can get the insurance company that covers that particular, they can lodge their claim directly without going through the negligent party. But like I said, if you have a policy through an insurance broker, the broker takes it up upon themselves to place all those, lodge all those claims on the behalf of the injured third party and make sure they have their claims settled. You understand? So it is, some policy will say you must notify us within 7 days or 2 weeks, but that notification clause is subject to date of knowledge, because sometimes an accident may happen, you may not even know that you have so and so right, or may not identify who is at fault, or who you should hold responsible. Whenever you identify those ones, then the time start counting on you. So there's always a time frame, and our regulator, the National Insurance Commission, now have set up a template for the insurance industry that whenever a claim happens, is notified, you must time it within certain period to settle that claim. Claims are now settled faster than before. So if anyone suffers the claim and notifies the claim and can prove his claim, sometimes 60 days, 30 days, depends on the documentation requirement and the delay from the third party, the claim is settled.
All right. So in an event where, God forbid, this is hypothetical, maybe there was an accident and probably the policy user dies in that accident, and probably nobody knows he's a user of an insurance policy. Are you saying that the company will not try to reach out, or maybe for some reasons got to know that this person has passed? I mean, is there a policy or a clause that says you go out and reach out to your user, to your clients, rather than wait for them to come, and probably for some reason, one reason or the other, they may not even be aware. I mean, the relative may not, be aware that such policies exist. Is there a clause in your policy that says, okay, we are the insurance company, we can reach out to our clients?
Yeah, insurance company can. under one of the basic principle of insurance is utmost good faith, and it's a two-way thing. Why you are expected to tell insurer everything that you know about the business, it is also the duty of the insurer to make sure that an acts in an utmost good faith, so that in the contract. So based on that, whenever there is a loss and the insurer discover that this particular vehicle that is involved in this accident is insured by me, they can actually on their own go out and look for those people that are injured. But whenever there is an accident, members of the family of both the insured and the insurer definitely visit the police station and that is where the documents, the issue of who insured this particular vehicle can be gotten, because we have so many insurance companies in Nigeria, and once they know the particular one that particular insurance company that covers such a vehicle, they can take up the claim from there, or at least make it known, because the insurer A may not know that this vehicle belong to him, especially when there's a fire incident. Everything is burnt. It's only the policeman, and the owners of the vehicle, if it's a company vehicle, that will give the police people the particulars of the vehicle to enable them to do the further tracing to get to the insurer of the vehicle. Also identify the person as their insurer. Like there are some companies that will know who their insurers are. Okay, maybe talk of Bobo, talk of all these big insurance, big multinational company. Whenever their vehicles are involved in an accident, the insurer knows, because they are the exclusive insurers of their vehicle, so they can actually activate it on their own without the insured or the third party coming after them.
All right, let's talk about insurance premium. How exactly is it calculated per client? Does it ever increase in time, maybe in line with market forces? And if an insurer probably defaults in payment of premium, how is it tackled? Just tell us all we need to know about premium and the way it's calculated.
Well, the minimum premium you pay for private motor in Nigeria is 15,000 naira. Like I said, it's graduated to 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, and 200,000 for tankers and trailers. But that's for third party. But for comprehensive, the rate is 10%, between 5 and 10%, depends on how good the risk is. Okay, if you have a very good risk, an insurance man can charge as much as 5% or as low as 5% of the sum insured, the value of the vehicle. But as more risk is being identified, the risk can move from that 5% to between 5 and 10%. Now, the premium also, when you have multiple claim experience, the insurance company can apply some other measures, like increasing the policy excess. Excess in insurance means the portion of loss the insured is meant to bear. Portion of loss that you bought your car for 10 million naira today, you insure it today, and it is stolen today. Insurance company cannot give you 10 million. They give you something like 9 million. That 10% becomes the portion of loss you are going to bear as insured. That makes you be more careful while handling the subject matter of insurance. So if, for example, the person has repeatedly, been involved in multiple claims, that 10% policy excess could be increased to maybe 15 or 20%. We call it a punitive measure, underwriting measure, to punish you for the frequency of your claim, so that people who lodge less claim will continue to enjoy the benefit of that policy excess, while people that bring in more claim will have to pay more to cover for because insurance is just a matter of a pool. If one particular person keep drawing from that pool, the pool could get dry. So as he's drawing, he should put in more than others to be able to balance the pool and make it afloat, so that the pool doesn't run dry. Because if it runs dry, it means that the company has gone into liquidation. You understand? So that's how insurance operates and how they do their pricing. So for now, the third party motor for private is 15,000. We know quite well that the economy is not, the cost of doing business is also increasing. The cost of running an office, stationary, office space, and all that keep going up. Right, for today, it is 15%. If the economy continues to, go southwest, the possibility of the rates being increased is there.
All right, so how do you deal with defaulters? Because I understand that it's possible to deduct premium from source, maybe for people who are in the system, for example, civil servants. But for those who are not in the system, maybe traders and freelancers, how do you deal with defaulters when they eventually don't keep up with their, own part of the agreement?
There's a section of the Insurance Act that says no premium, no cover. If you don't pay your premium as at when due, you are not on cover. If you have a policy between January 1 to December 31st, and the policy enters January 1st, 2026, and there is no instruction from your broker who's handling the business to notify the insurer of your intention to renew, you don't have any other cover. Sometimes that's why it is advisable for you to have a broker, because when you broker, the broker knows your policy when it's going to expire, can even stand in the gap for you. We have seen brokers that pay premium on behalf of their clients. Okay, if I have a very valued client that's traveled outside the country and cannot pay, I will not allow his policy to go to lapse. I can make some payment on his behalf to keep that policy alive. So the act says no premium, no cover, which means if your policy expires and you have not renewed it, the policy ceases. There's no cover on it. So there's nothing like penalty for not paying. The only penalty for not paying is not issuing you a cover.
All right, so when this conversation started, you spoke to genuine insurance policies. Now, where can drivers and potential insurers rather go for, to obtain these genuine insurance policies? Because we are aware of, people who are touts who tell you that they are going to get you the papers, and at the end of the day, they are fake. So where can drivers go and get the genuine insurance policy?
If you go to the National Insurance Commission platform, the list of registered insurance company in Nigeria, you can find the list there. Also, that of registered insurance brokers. Or you can go to the website also and type NCRIB, which stands for Nigerian Council of Registered Insurance Brokers. Once you type it, over 500 names of insurance brokers will appear. If you click on anyone there, anyone that's very close to you, you can just go there and engage them for any insurance transaction. But please, let us stop buying our insurance policy as if we are buying peanuts on the road, because by so doing we may fall into wrong hands and get the wrong ones. And whenever there is an accident, the injured party will not have anything, no so-called nobody to fall back on. So, but if we have our genuine insurance policy, believe you me, insurance companies in Nigeria today are well positioned to take care of all the risk, at least vehicle risk in this country.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Chijioke. Thank you for your insights and your perspective to this matter. You've been very helpful.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's much we can take for the interview on third-party insurance and matters arising in Nigeria. Don't go anywhere. New Day continues right after this time out.